Higgsfield just released a new feature called Canvas, and I've spent the last few days testing it out to find all of the good and all of the bad. And boy, I found both. I'm gonna take you through workflow, its best use cases, and all of the problems that I found with it. This is going to be a very nitpicky review, but that's why you watch me, and that's why Higgsfield sponsored this video, because they want that honest feedback. So without further ado, let's dive into Higgsfield Canvas. For those of you who are familiar with AI tools, the concept of Canvas is really nothing new, honestly. It's an open board space where you can create workflows using different nodes. Now, if all of that sounds like a foreign language to you, this is how it works. When you create a new project in Canvas, you start with a blank page. Higgsfield suggests some popular nodes to start off with, but for the sake of this walkthrough, we'll just dismiss this. There's a toolbar at the bottom with a bunch of things that we'll go over in a minute, but to get started, click this plus sign on the right. This is where all of the nodes live. These are basically all of the AI features and tools and models that you can access through Higgsfield, but in like a simplified form. There's an image generator, video generator, voice generator, changer and translator, reference nodes for your assets, and finally utilities like notes. So let's say we want to generate a new image of me as a deep sea scuba diver. Since I want the image to be of me, I'm going to drag and drop my headshot right into the canvas, which will automatically create an asset node. This is our reference image. The next ingredient to creating an image is the prompt. So I can just add a prompt node like this and type in my own prompt, but I want a much better prompt than I think I'd be able to actually just type in myself. So instead of using a prompt node, we're gonna make things a little interesting. I'm gonna add an LLM node, which gives you access to the major LLMs like Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. For our purposes, I'm gonna choose Claude Sonnet. Now I'll click my reference headshot and drag this connector to the LLM node as a reference input. Once I've connected the image, I'll select the LLM node, and inside here, I'll ask it to give me an optimized prompt for a cinematic start frame of the man in the reference image as a deep sea diver discovering Atlantis. I'll hit the little send button here, and in just a second, it's given me an optimized image prompt that's way better than anything I could have written on my own. Now, the nice thing about this, as opposed to just using an LLM and then copy and pasting that response into Higgsfield, which is what I used to do, is of course it's totally built into one application, so I don't need to switch tabs, which is just a nice convenience. But more importantly, you can go in here and manually change the output text that it's given you if you don't like some part of it or you want to add more details. This is way more convenient than trying to copy and paste it from ChatGPT and then paste it into the prompt box and then change it within the prompt box and hope that that stays and doesn't get all messed up. I've made mistakes with that workflow before, so trust me, this is a nice quality of life improvement. Now that we have our reference image and our prompt, we can add an image generation node. The image generation node acts just like if you were using the image generation page on Higgsfield. You can select it and change the settings, including the image model, aspect ratio, resolution, batch size, you name it. You can also directly add reference images and prompts if you want, but we won't do that because we already have those in the canvas. We've got this image node set to Nanobanana Pro and a 16:9 aspect ratio, so we can just drag the reference image connector to this and then connect the Claude powered prompt to it as well to use that as the text prompt reference. But what if I want to go beyond Nanobanana Pro and try out some more image models? Well, I can just create a new image node and set this one to GPT Image 2 with like a 1:1 aspect ratio, and then maybe get a third to get this image using Nanobanana 2 and a 9:16 aspect ratio. Now I can just run all of these at once and get 3 different images with different settings, all from the same prompt and reference. This makes a node-based structure very powerful for testing out different AI models because you can manage each node independently and swap out different prompts and different models without changing the rest of your generation flow. For example, I wasn't super thrilled with the results from this first prompt, so I created a new prompt box and tried a slightly different prompt in this one, which gave me much better results. Now that I have a good image generation, I can generate a video by adding a video node and connecting the image to it as a reference. For the text prompt, I'll create a new LLM node, reference the image prompt as a text input for that LLM, and ask for an organized multi-shot video prompt based on that image prompt. Now I can connect this result that the LLM gave me as the prompt input for the video node, and just like that, we've got a video generation. So now you've got the gist for how Canvas operates. It's sort of a different type of thinking than if you're used to just the typical library generation workflow, and I did run into some things like little details that really I don't like about this, but first let's talk about the things that I do like that it does really well. First, for those who enjoy visual mood boards to help with their creative process, a node-based structure like this is gold, and it's great to see one of these on Higgsfield. They've also added some nice quality of life features like the ability to group a bunch of nodes together for a greater organization and single-click total pipeline execution. And they put in a tidy up button that can take a chaotic mess of nodes and reorganize them to look way less convoluted. They even have an AI assistant built in that is honestly way better at this than I am. I just told it that I wanted a workflow that takes my image prompt, optimizes it with an LLM, and then tests it with every AI image gen model. The agent built the entire canvas, including instructions on how to use it in seconds. I mean, look at this. I put my prompt in here, it's given Claude a system prompt to make it work the way I want, and with one click I can generate, what is this, 18, 20 different images, each from a different model? It's crazy. The final thing that Canvas is awesome for is working as a team. Every project done here can be shared with team members, and you can work on the same one all in tandem. You can annotate all of your work with sticky notes, shapes, arrows, likes, comments, or a free draw marker. There's even a live team chat on the upper right to communicate with everyone all within the same application. This is some seriously impressive co-working capability, and it kind of makes me wish that I was working on a team, because right now I honestly just don't need any of these features. What I do need though is a software that works intuitively and smoothly, and unfortunately that's probably my biggest gripe with Canvas. Yes, all of these features are great, but personally the user experience was kind of annoying to me, and it really just comes down to the mouse click mechanics and some really weird bugs that I ran into. A lot of the time clicking on a node just wouldn't actually select it, or it would, but this top menu for quick actions like editing, viewing, or downloading the media just wouldn't show up. And sometimes having a node selected would stop me from scrolling or navigating on the page, and other times I could do it no problem. There was also an issue that I found where if you generated an image in a 1:1 square ratio and then previewed it, you actually couldn't view it in a 1:1 ratio. It like cropped it to something like 5:4. On top of that, I ran into this issue where video generations wouldn't actually show up on the canvas board until you hover over them, which doesn't mean that they're not there, it still works, but it's just weird. Overall, the canvas just feels kind of buggy right now. It's not terrible or unusable by any means, so I'm hopeful that things get ironed out, because you typically see bugs like this pop up and then get squashed within the first like 2 weeks of a new tool being released. But if these things persist, it's definitely gonna seriously hamper the creative process when you're trying to use this thing. So that's Higgsfield Canvas. I don't genuinely think that it's anything groundbreaking. We've seen a node-based structure like this before, but they did introduce some cool new things like all of their like co-working and team building type features that I really haven't seen on any other node structure, at least done to this level. Let me know whether you'd ever use a node-based structure like this down in the comments, and if you're curious about how you can use Higgsfield just integrated directly with Claude, just from Claude's dashboard, you should watch this video up here. That's a really cool new feature that Higgsfield just launched a couple of weeks ago.